Well, good morning from London, everybody. I'm delighted to introduce you to our summer 23 sales conference, where you're going to preview the launch of all the collections that we're bringing out for this autumn. And I'm going to start with Designers Guild and then move on to John Darin and then have a break and then move on to see Ralph Lauren, and we'll have a recap at the end. So without further ado, I'm really pleased that Tricia's now going to give you a quick introduction, and then we'll move into the first set of Designers Guild collections.
Hello from me. As I always say, I feel like you're here. We're all here with you in our spirit. I know these are quite demanding times, but despite that, I'm really excited about these new collections, and I think we have something for everybody. Just hoping you agree, which we will find out very shortly. Anyway, thank you for listening. Take notes, and see you soon. Welcome to our 17th century hideaway. We're going to show you our Fleur d'Artiste Autumn Designers Guild collections. We have three main collections. Our decorative collection, Fleur d'Artiste. Perhaps our most painterly collection to date. A New Scenes and Murals 3, lustrous landscapes, many beautiful panels. And Cartouche, gorgeous, gorgeous cut velvets. We found different locations for these shoots because the panels, the fabrics can be extremely contemporary. But they also are just wonderful in this magical 17th century house. We just thought this is the perfect place to set our scene. This season, we've really looked at a group of artists called Les Fauves, the wild beasts. And in 1905, there was an exhibition in Paris, the Salon d'Automne. All these amazing artists set the world on fire with their beautiful brushstrokes and amazing colors, and it was a sensation. And so we've taken that endeavor into our studio, expressing ourselves with these wonderful colors, glorious vibrancy, amazing textures, amazing panels. We're starting here with Brocart Décoratif, this amazing tree of life. This is a new beautiful scene. We have something like 38 scenes, and working with it and off it, the fabric, which is a smaller scale. It is a mirrored design, very, very decorative. 3 or 4 colorways. And it changes character wonderfully. The same gorgeous fabric with a white background. With each scene, there are 2 or 3 fabrics that work with them. We have to be incredibly exciting, and we have to be incredibly commercial. Put that together, and I think this collection says that. the same fabric en velour takes on a different personality, completely different. It becomes very warm and cozy. The texture makes such a difference. Great for upholstery as well. Rose de Damas, very stunning. Two on velvet and two on linen. Quite geometric actually, with these sort of very strong leaf shapes. I love these rich mahogany colours. Works so well with all our earth tones of paint as well. And the scene that works off that is absolutely gorgeous and divine. And the Rose de Damas rug. Matte wool, one off piece, beautiful. Fleur d'artiste. I've always loved dahlias. Dahlias and roses, how beautiful is that? New colourway for us. All these rich, amazing terracottas, and yet it's not too hot. Absolutely beautiful, hand-painted, gorgeous flowers. How very faithful we are to the original work. I want these fabrics to feel that they've absolutely been hand-painted with these beautiful, strong strokes. It's really important that we keep that beautiful originality. And the fantastic panels that work with each colourway of the fleur d'artiste. Forêt d'impressionniste. The scene is an amazing landscape, and the fabric that works with it. We've taken some of that landscape and it becomes abstract, full of colour, and it works with absolutely any colour. Completely non-floral. It's just this very painterly, beautiful fabric. And the scene that works with that is just beautiful. On this fab, watery, matte paper and on grass cloth. You might think, what is that roll of shocking pink? And that is our wonderful shoshi. There's nothing like a special plain. We've now extended the whole colour group and we have really gorgeous new colours. They work with everything. Absolutely a must. Our accessories are always very special. This season, even more so. Embroideries have taken on their own life. This gorgeous brocart with this thick, lustrous fringing. And look at that. I mean, which is the right side? Well, they're so beautiful, both of them. There are 6 heavily embroidered pieces. The Rose de Damas in the chocolatey colourway. Put all the patterns together, how fantastic is that? A printed cushion, but this is specially placed. Every flower has its place. On the back of the cushion, this fougère. The fleur d'artiste on velvet. How beautiful is that? everybody should be selling masses of these luxurious cushions. Brocart décoratif, fantastic printed wool throw. I love it. Gorgeous mohair, saffron colours and a little bit of pink. And the rose de dama, unbelievably beautiful. I might have to put this on. Shocking pink, wonderful colours. It just looks fantastic. Out to a party, I think. Fleur d'artiste. This is the panel. How amazing is that? Dahlias and roses and the expression in these beautiful paint marks. And the fleur d'artiste fabric. Slightly smaller scale, printed on our lovely cottony linen. Wonderful shades of vintage green. Fantastic with our vintage green paints and our earth tones. I love that used with parquet batik. You can feel the handmade, whether it's the flower or the tie-dye. What a great mix, the geometry of the parquet batik and the exuberance of the fleur. Brocart décoratif. This is a mirror design, very decorative, but with a lot of geometric, strong marks in it. Quite masculine flowered fabric, printed on that beautiful linen cloth. We have the scene of this, which is almost like a tree of life. Absolutely stunning. On the wall, we have rose de dama. And there you can really see the exuberance of these painterly black and white leaves, you know, giving this very strong geometric feeling. I love that. And the fabric that works with it. The fabric is the same scale, so you get these two strong elements. Fougère, love this. It is almost a geometric, and you think you're walking into this forest. I think it's stunning, quite neutral. Easy to use, very easy to use. How gorgeous do all these velvets look? A great mix of greens, all working together here. Behind me, you see a little bit of the shoshi in emerald. So for every colorway, there is a shoshi to work with it if you want a more plain feeling. So scenes and murals, we have a lot of decorative panels in that book, and quite a few of them are landscape. Forêt d'impressionniste is a real favorite in grass cloth. It changes its character depending on the material that it's printed on. So it's softer or it's stronger, and a really beautiful landscape. Finished products, the fleur d'artiste on this sumptuous velvet with a really beautiful fringe on the edge, a little bit of the blossom there on the back. Brocart. Large linen cushion, and we've just taken the center of the design, redesigned it specially. Another colorway of fougère, but completely designed specially on the back of that. Rose de dama, full of embroidery. It's got such a modernity about it, and that's what I love. You know, it feels so special. Brocart décoratif on the back. Another colorway of the brocart décoratif. I personally think all of these different cushions mixed together and used on a fab sofa look absolutely fantastic. Cartouche. Beautiful cut velvets. 4 designs. Crazy about them all. All the names, Cartouche, Jabot, Mazarin, Marquise, come from cuts of precious stones. Cartouche. This fab design was taken from the leaf in the brocart. Jabot. This comes from Manipur. The small scale makes it even more contemporary, actually. Mazarin. A really beautiful hand-stitched velvet. Irresistible. Marquise, taken on almost the shape of the Marquise diamond, but not quite. Beautiful, beautiful cut velvets. White, ecru, neutral, oak, ebony, mahogany, the best neutrals in any collection. Fleur d'artiste. Beautiful, creamy white colours. It's so different from the other colourways. It's a different person. And the scene is just fantastic. It works so beautifully with it. And how gorgeous is that with cartouche and Marquise velvets? And of course, Cormo, Moselle Lana. Everybody's using all these textures. Fougère, really beautiful. I love the geometry that falls through rose de damas, brocart. It makes them sort of very strong, much more masculine than perhaps Ikebana collection. Some more of our scenes. Brocart décoratif. This is the grass cloth version. It's quite traditional when it's on the wall in the grass cloth, and then slightly more dynamic on the paper. The brocart décoratif in its most neutral form works off the grass cloth, off the panel, smaller scale, quite calming, quite beautiful and soft. Let me just show you, because they're so adorable. You know, we always have lovely little makeup bags. I know it's a kind of completely different thing and a different person from that, but how lovely are they? It does make a difference that we change the scale. We think of the zip color, each piece is different. It makes it special, in my view, anyway. And absolutely luscious and wonderful is the brocart fully embroidered cushion. Works well with all these colors, but then there's a little bit of celadon. And then another version of fougère. It's completely redesigned on the back of that. I think that looks Really fab there. Bois de Bouleau. Really beautiful birch trees. Calming, beautiful and easy to use. The texture, it seeps into the quality of the grass cloth and just almost becomes an abstract background. I think this season the neutrals have so much of their own place. Strong, exciting, but calming impression. Blues and greens. So much to look at, so much to talk about. This beautiful brocart decorative scene. You can really sense this tree of life. In each colourway, it looks completely different. It's got its own character. The velvet colourway, indigos and blues and greens, touches of saffron. It gives an amazing energy. Something that you can just see here is the paysage marin. So beautiful. It's almost like a shaded plain, but it's actually the landscape. Rose de Damas, blue, white, always a must for us. And then the indigo colour, very rich. On white linen, absolutely lovely. And a completely different character on the velvet. We obviously had to do the parquet batik in indigos. I mean, you know, you can't really not do that. We have new colours of karoshi panel, a celadon and emerald. And they work off the shoshi colours. The fabric, bouquet de rose. The wall panel is a much softer colourway, very dreamy, pale celadons and aquas. Let me just show you that fougère because it's such a lovely colourway. Vines creeping over a pale liquid spring sky. Really beautiful, beautiful colours. Very easy to use, all over pattern. Accessories. All the cushions this season are absolutely reversible. 2 cushions in one. The brocart decorative printed rug. The borders designed specially. We have a new weave Benares. Like a kilim, really. And then we must look at the cartouche collection again, with all these really beautiful blues and greys. This is one of my favorites, the Mazarin. It looks like it's been hand-stitched. Casual, but so luxurious. Marquise in grey, terribly stylish. Well, I hope you're as excited as I am about this. A magical part of scenes and murals are our landscapes. They're brave, they're daring, and they're subtle. You say, how can that work? But it does work. Scène d'arbre. This beautiful tree, very elegant, very simple. And with it, scène d'aquarelle. We can use either the shaded landscape without a tree or the tree with a landscape. It comes on paper and grass cloth. There are many ways of using, and as you know, we illustrate that perfectly in the book. Volière, behind me. So lovely, birds and butterflies, and you just feel like you're at Kew Gardens. Pale primrose background. There's another one with sky blue behind it. Really dreamy. I was showing it to a friend of mine who immediately wanted it. So I've already sold some of that, which was very lovely, very exciting. Forêt impressionniste. A really beautiful landscape. The softer version is on grass. Just these dappled marks. On the paper version, you can really see this Fauvist influence. And then Arbre de Printemps, the most gorgeous trees in blossom. White blossoms and pink blossoms. And they can be used as one panel or two panels or three panels. A very delicate scene is Fleur Blanche. Beautiful white flowers. Either on a grey background or a very, very soft vintage green. They melt into the background. Xunsha is a scene that we already know, tree with blossoms and birds. We've recoloured that scene into these most beautiful celadon colours. Absolutely dreamy. Lastly is Bois de Bouleau. Very neutral. Silver birch trees in a forest. They all are incredibly contemporary, inspired by this period of artistry that is just so extraordinary, but very much Designers Guild, very much our own idea of the landscape. This season we have a really beautiful new sofa. Sophisticated, comfortable, very luxurious. It is contemporary and it doesn't feel like you've seen it before. Beautiful new rounded arm, with and without back cushions. Alba is available in 2.5, 3-seat, 4-seat. It's a great chair and a really beautiful ottoman. I think that's a really good addition to our collection. Modena. We've started upholstering in various shades of Brerolino, 3 or 4 shades on one sofa. It's just a point of difference. We can do that. We have 150 colours of Brerolino, and how wonderful to use them tonally. Think about our furniture as its own collection. It's very versatile, very comfortable, and very beautiful. We have some really superb rugs this season. We've put a huge energy into making a most interesting and usable collection. How beautiful is this new rug, Villette? It's a mixture of wool and jute. Almost a plain, but not, because it's a geometric. We have a new gorgeous quality where we've mixed all the thread colours. Very textural, long pile. It's a point of difference. Bordel. 3 different textures within it. Gorgeous fringing, viscose to give a bit of shine, a thick wool. You get these different piles. Really beautiful, interesting white rug. 10 new really good rugs, and they all do something very different. Essentials, essentially important to us. This season we have 5 collections, and they all add something that we don't have. Tanya's going to talk to you in depth about each one. If we start with Montague, it's recycled threads, and they each take the dye differently so that you get this beautiful colour mix. So you get a soft pink and then a green and then a neutral. They are mostly neutral, but with colour in them. Brilliant upholstery fabrics. And then we have Torrington. Slightly feels like it's got chenille in it. Also recycled yarns, mostly. Amazing contract fabric. It's soft enough that you can actually use it for curtains. Lots of colours in that. We all know about Matara. We have Matara Ultima and Matara Cestino. It's a really lovely little basket weave, all neutral colours. And then the Ultima, which almost looks like an antique tough leather. And then a new Metsola, a very soft, hard-wearing nubuck. It's much heavier, marvellous for contract upholstery, but if anybody wants a great suede or leather sofa, Metsola Moda is what it's called. Last and not at all least, Perledo. But really beautiful, luxurious cotton satin, 100% cotton satin, wide width. You can actually upholster with it, but it hangs like a dream, and it's really, really stylish. Neutral colours. Our paints are essential to us. Anybody that uses our paint absolutely comes back and says, it's a fabulous collection. Colours are great. Really high quality paint. We've split the collection, as you know. We've got earth tones, really beautiful earth tones. You know those. We've got our neutral tones. And now we've added to that our studio tones. Love these. And we've got some new, really delicious bright colours that we haven't had before. Hopefully it will make people realise that we are the go-to for paint. Designers Guild paint, it's a go-to place. I can't emphasise that enough.
So we have some great essential collections this autumn season, and I'm going to take you through each collection with as many details as I can cover. Montague. This is an amazing collection of recycled fabrics, all created with anionic and cationic yarns. It sounds really fancy, but what it means is that the polyester actually takes up the dye stuff differently. You get these amazing sort of melanged effects. That's tweed sort of texture coming through, but it's all to do with just one dyeing process, and it's just the chemical reaction really of the dye stuff that creates this amazing effect. 23 shades, some darker combinations, and then you've got these lovely lighter tones. It's got an incredible performance, 85,000 rubs on the Martindale, so it just will not wear out. We have Oeko-Tex certification. No harmful chemicals are actually used in both the processing and the after finishing of the fabrics. 100% recycled, all taken from plastic bottles or other polyester yarns that have been repurposed to create this 100% recycled polyester yarn. Torrington. It's created with a recycled polyester and a recycled cotton yarn, so it really has a beautiful soft handle with an almost tweed-like effect. You've got a little boucle, almost like a chenille, so it gives it that really soft finish. 90,000 on the Martindale. This is finished with an exclusive collaboration with AquaClean, Easy Clean Technologies. This stain release technology uses encapsulated micro detergents which are wrapped around every fibre. This is permanent, this stays within the fibre structure of the fabric, which means that wash after wash, clean after clean, it can still be cleaned just simply with water. It's Oeko-Tex certified, so it's a completely ecological treatment. It's inherently flame retardant. It meets the UK regulation for cigarette in match, meaning it does not require any other further treatment or back coating. All in all, this is an incredibly versatile fabric. Toledo. This is a pure cotton, washable, wide width satin. It's got a very sort of subtle sheen. It's not a very shiny satin, but just enough to give the fabric a beautiful drape and handle. It's surprisingly resilient. It actually does meet 33,000 on the Martindale. So despite it being very lightweight, it's actually incredibly hard wearing. Comes in 20 elegant shades. There are a few deeper shades, but in the main we've got whites and neutrals, which is really where the market is for this type of product. It's wide width, but it also comes folded on the roll, so it's incredibly easy to ship, and the creases do just come out with gentle pressing and ironing because it's pure cotton. Really beautiful fabric. Matara 4. Just when we thought we couldn't have any more Matara, here we are with two fantastic qualities on one ring. Matara Ultima. It's a fantastic faux leather, vegan leather, no animals harmed here. It's got this incredible depth of grain in the texture, and the colours are really emulating the look and feel of real leather. They're mostly organic, very natural inspired shades. Great upholstery fabric. And we've got Cestino, which is this lovely little embossed that's almost created like a basket weave effect. So both qualities have this beautiful soft suede effect backing, which makes the handle really emulating the feel of real leather. Both articles are actually FR inherent, meeting cigarette and match and crib 5, which means no further treatment or back coating is required to meet those standards. 100,000 on the Martindale, incredibly hard wearing. Even the embossed basket effect is a permanent finish, so this will not come out. These qualities are naturally stain repellent. Because of the nature of the surface, they are much easier to clean. Metzola Moda. Many of you will remember how successful Metzola was for us, and now we have a fantastic new quality. Much heavier weight, really beautiful soft handle. The finish and the feel of it is superb, actually way more superior than Metzola. It comes on a ring, unlike the original Metzola. It's stain repellent and it's also washable. We've got 36 fantastic colours and 50,000 martindale, so really fantastic for those demanding upholstery schemes. Our wonderful jacquard velvet collection, Cartouche. We have 3 qualities in this book. We have marquise and cartouche, which are woven with this lovely kind of linen effect ground, either in black or in natural. We have jabot, which has got this lovely little detail in the background woven on the same looms as Manipur, which again we all know and love. And then we have mazarin, which is woven to emulate this feel of quilting. It's actually a viscose and cotton pile blend, but it really feels and looks like a sort of luxurious silk quality. All the velvets in this book are woven on jacquard looms, otherwise known as face-to-face looms. So the velvet is literally woven face-to-face and then it's cut to create 2 pile surfaces. So for every 50 metres that you weave, you get 100 metres of fabric. When they're first woven, the pile is actually white, or grage as it's also called, and then it's sent off for dyeing. And because it's got a polyester in the ground and then a viscose in the pile, the viscose takes the dyeing and the polyester doesn't. And that's how you get this kind of 2-tone effect. We've got this lovely natural shade, and also in some of the colourways, we've got this sort of black that you can just see in this example here. After dyeing, it's also tumbled and finished to give you this beautiful soft quality that we know and love about cut velvets. Cartouche and marquise have the same viscose pile and either dark or light background effects, and these meet 50,000 on the martindale. Jabot is woven as the same quality as Manipur, incredibly hard wearing at 100,000 rubs. Mazarin is woven with an almost quilted effect with incredible sheen and a pile not dissimilar to many silk velvets that you see, but with all the practicalities of the viscose pile. This season we have the most incredible collection of new scenes and murals. Using water-based inks, 6 colours are used to create stunning effects, which standard gravure cannot produce without limitations to repeats. These machines print up to 3 metres wide. Most of our panels are printed at around 140 centimetres, split into 70 centimetre sections to make them much easier to hang. 2 designs or even 2 different substrates can be printed, giving maximum efficiency in the manufacturing process. Our digital machines print between 15 and 20 linear metres per hour, slower than conventional printing, but with far more flexibility on volume. Most of our panels are printed on non-woven substrates. This means all the practicality of pasting the wall and very easy to follow for hanging your panels. You always have to prepare your design to know where you want to trim it and ensure that each drop is carefully hung in the correct sequence and trimmed in the height. It is possible to panel an entire room with our scenes. They are all designed to join together. This season we have some incredible new designs on grass cloth. As grass cloth is a natural fibre, you will get irregularities. It's part of the charm. And the seams are always going to be visible, and it just enhances the look and feel of this beautiful product. The sample sheet gives the customer a close-up of the scale of the final wallpaper, as well as a thumbnail to show the layout for the wall and some photography with all the information you need about the product. We produce our digital wallpaper sample sheets at the same suppliers, so the sample that the customer will get is printed on the same substrate as the final wallpaper.
Christian Lacroix this season, absolutely yummy. The gorgeous rug, Jaipur stripe, with its cushion. The cushions are absolutely super. All different kinds of materials. Gorgeous flock velvet. We've had that before and it's fab. Embroideries, you know, we always love some embroideries. These little flowers all coming out. Really interesting and intricate. I love Hello Sunshine. Look at that. I mean, that's going to have to sell like mad, I think. That gorgeous Hello Sunshine looking at me. Wow. Dynamic and forceful and absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely perfect for autumn. Look at all these sunshines there. I mean, it's just so positive. Really gorgeous throw. Vintage La Croix little label on both of these. We sell La Croix accessories so well, and I think this season is going to be better than ever.
That brings us to the end of the first half of the presentations, which are the Designers Guild collections and of course Christian Acquire accessories. And what a fantastic film that was. I like to see it for the first time with all of you, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought what was fascinating was to see the artists in the studio creating those amazing fabrics, and then to look at all the technical requirements that have gone into it, pursuing two main objectives of our business, which is to produce high quality technical fabrics, but also to increase our ethical footprint around the world. And this is a very important part of our business and something we take very seriously as the future of this industry grows and becomes more ethical. It's a major part of our strategy. And you will be seeing more about this appearing on our website and in marketing briefs in the future.
So we're now entering the world of John Darin. He's a very favourite person of mine, and I love his work. And I think these two new collections really give something very new. They're very vintage, very much of the moment, completely different from anything that we have at Designers Guild, which means that it is another offer, another kind of client. And that's what I love about our brands. They are all unique, they do something different, and allows us a much broader client base. Anyway, I'm really excited about this collection, and see what you think. I think you will be too. When John started his studio in '89, Mark and I were in New York, and we were one of the first people, certainly, to take John's beautiful decoupage plates back to London. And we've worked with him ever since. He's a true original. I was just there a couple of months ago working with him on these textiles, and I was completely excited all over again by seeing this wonderful treasure trove of beautiful things. John Darin, Picture Book 3. We're going to start with folk flower. Absolutely love this pattern. It can be used anywhere. It is an original one-off. And we have with that the most divine border. It's a large border. I think people are going to use that as wallpaper. There are 3 of these little, they're called dominottes, which were the papers on bookends of different fabrics. Whatever you're using, you can have a little domino. Everything that we've done, we've kept and retained the antique finish. That's what John's all about. We have 2 books, wallpapers and scenes in one book, and printed fabrics in another book, and accessories. So it really is a big launch, and it's got to be taken very seriously because it's super and it can sell like mad. Orchard fruits, how beautiful is that? And there is a matching wallpaper in 3 colorways. We've kept all the individuality of the botanical print. Ornamental garden. It is so beautiful. This is one of my favorites, but they're all my favorites. Butterfly studies. Everybody always loves butterflies. I think these are the most beautiful because they are studies of butterflies. There's 1 colorway of the fabric, and 4 colorways of the wallpaper. And it's really, really easy to use. Woodland just works with everything. On chairs, on curtains. Woodland came from this beautiful landscape that can be used with and without the castle. I'll show you that with botanical flower. Yeah, right way up. I mean, it's fab, all these different ingredients. There's a gorgeous cushion that works off that. Flowers, slightly larger scale, calm, easy to use. Poppy study. Lots of John's poppies. There are decoupage plates that work off it. I think there's a softness about this collection. Absolutely right for this moment. Something completely different, peacock toile. 1 colorway of peacock toile, absolutely super, with its scene. And the scene is in 2 parts, 1 with a peacock and 1 just flowers without the peacock. 3 colorways, much paler ecru colour and a soft aqua. Wallpaper birds. We've got this beautiful vintage feeling. Little birds sitting on their branches, very jolly. The scale of everything is so easy to use and work really brilliantly with the Paint Charts wallpaper. There are 4 colorways in the wallpaper. Dynamic, soft, there's something for everybody. seaport. And there is a gorgeous scene that works with this from the last collection. Indigo flower. Beautiful. Absolutely super. And indigo circles. With that, we have the pentimento border. Pentimento. Apparently that means to paint over. Often fabrics or book bindings were overpainted. It's like a little block print. Flower fan. Butterflies and flowers and buds and roses. I think this collection is really saying something very strong. Show this to everybody. I think they'll just be thrilled about it. John Darin accessories, really gorgeous. Existing accessories. And new cushions and throws. Remember the beautiful butterfly rug in the pale blue? Now it's got its own wallpaper and fabric that works off it. And here we have a gorgeous butterfly cushion. The flower fan. We've got all these lovely printed borders. A lot of indigo cushions. Pentimento. The scale on the back is different from the scale on the front. We've got this beautiful little border. Peacock throw, peacock 12. Different colour, you know, these sort of rich saffrons. Cushion that works off it. Peacock on the front and not on the back. Let me remind you how these lovely paint marks work so well. That's an existing throw. I love this throw. It's so alive and gorgeous border, absolutely fab. Within these two new books and the cushions and the rugs, we've got a really fantastic collection from John Darin. So thank you, John, and yeah, exciting.
So now we move from the Lower East Side in New York, up the street in Madison Avenue, and we get to Ralph Lauren. And we're going to show you the new Ralph Lauren collections. It's actually just over a year since we took on the global license of Ralph Lauren. And as you all know, the transition was not the easiest of transition, with stocks prior to us taking over being run down, closed out, service being extremely poor. And one of our big objectives and strategies for growth of the Ralph Lauren brand was to produce luxury fabrics for them with excellent service. So it was really great for me when I went to New York to meet with the Ralph Lauren team in January, that the first thing they wanted to tell me was how good the service was, how good the stock build was, and how now they felt that they could get behind their own fabrics for probably the first time in years. We launched the 6 core books, as you know. We're actually into our 3rd remake of those books, And then we launched 3 collections last autumn and 3 collections in January. And we now have another 3 collections to launch. So you have a really broad, wide scope of Ralph Lauren collections. Ralph Lauren as a brand are really behind it. They put on a superb event at the Salone in Milan. They put it all over their social. They're taking fabric and wallpaper very seriously. Our relationship is very strong. So I think we have a fantastic opportunity for growth in this really new area of our business globally. So I hope you enjoy seeing the next 3 collections for Ralph Lauren. Thank you.
Ralph Lauren, 3 absolutely beautiful new collections for autumn. We're working very hard to bring to market the absolute best of RL. In Via della Spiga for the Salone in April, they completely vinylized the whole of the outside of the building. I mean, they made a fuss about home. And I want us all to make that same fuss of appreciation because there are great collections.
I designed for the home the way I designed for a man or woman, with the same attention to detail and the same eye for what is beautiful and unique. What I do is about living. It's about living the best life you can and enjoying the fullness of the life around you. Things made by hand are rare in our world.
Salon Bohème takes us on a journey touching on colors that feels very new and exciting. It feels very different for being Ralph Lauren.
We've got a beautiful new colourway actually of Campbell Floral, printed onto this beautiful, luscious velvet, teals, going into sort of touches of turquoise and these lovely rich burnt umber shades. Really quite a different feel, and it actually almost feels like a completely new design, I think.
Definitely, and I think as it had such a good feedback in Palazzo, it is great to have this as one of the key fabrics in this collection as well, but with a different twist.
This is probably the most decorative pattern in the book.
A design you know is New Regency. It is a wool satin type, perfect for drapery, suitable for upholstery, cushions, a great coordinate with everything in this colour palette.
Before we've had it in the white and the navy, and I think now seeing it in this teal shade, it feels again like something new for you.
Here we got a great new addition, Salonier Damask, which is inspired by a classical French damask. Obviously a very small piece, but we do have a larger piece just behind me to see that great design in its full.
It's actually a warp printed damask. So the warp is printed with this beautiful effect and then it's woven. So you get this lovely variances in shade. And so all that sort of almost ikat effect is part of the weaving process. So a really beautiful, unusual and actually very elegant quality.
Stone Lee herringbone. Look at all that texture.
I love all the little flecks.
Yeah.
And actually what's really lovely is all those little turquoise flecks actually link all the way back through. So I think in terms of scheming, this book is super easy.
Yeah, I mean, the work's done for you.
It is, yeah.
Another great plane is our linen velvet. So we are adding 4 new colorways of this cotton linen blend.
It is so beautiful and so heavy. The weight of it, so you have to sort of feel it to believe it. And I think the fact that it's got linen in the pile, it's that drier kind of velvet, which again sort of adds to the story that we've got here of different textures, etc.
Corduroy, 100,000 in Martindale. It's 100% polyester, very well priced, and it's still super, super soft.
Again, colour is really important here.
Definitely. Dennis Tattersall, well, this fabric to me really ties the whole collection together because we do in this one have a hint of blue, hint of orange, and the teal story.
Yeah, and that sort of heathered tone about the wool, which is woven in Scotland. So it just gives you that real sense of authenticity, which is really important in Ralph Lauren collections. This is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's suitable for upholstery because it's got a real heavy texture, but as you see behind us, does look great as a curtain weight fabric as well. It's called Baltard weave. Some of you will recognize this from Black Palms, where it did feature in cream and black. It now is reintroduced in Salon Bohème in this lovely linen color. Norbury stripe, silk cotton blend.
Because it is woven on the sort of silk looms, it does give you that absolute authentic feel of a really beautiful sort of taffeta with the lovely little satin pinstripes there.
The second one in that color palette, which really takes us to the blue, is the second colorway of linen velvet.
It's a really lovely shade actually. It's sort of a little bit more earthy denim. It's a nice colour.
And with that, beautiful colorway of the Salonier damask. So that's the second colorway. We saw the teal, and here is the blue and cream. Definitely is inspired by shirting stripes, interpreted into an upholstery weave, Lorillard stripe.
Just looks like a simple stripe. When you look close up, it really isn't. It's a very robust and beautifully woven quality.
And with that, another colorway of Campbell floral.
It's just got enough pink, but not too much to make it too sweet. It's really elegant and just so beautiful, layering in with the Salonier damask and the stripe and the plain. It just picks up this whole colour scheme. Again, another room to make it very easy to use.
So this last colour story in this collection feels very different.
Chrysanthème, this beautiful damask quality. It's a very, very tight construction, so it actually makes it incredibly hard wearing.
Third colorway, and you can see where we're going now with these linen velvet. So we're building that color story of it. With that, Lorillard stripe on a different ground.
This colour is quite versatile because it can go back to the first group that we saw, the sort of teal shades, which you can see behind us.
We do get a lot of requests for this type of fabric where it is a bit of a softer shirting stripe that but still can be used as upholstery.
Flores damask. You've got this lovely kind of plum shade with this kind of more aubergine kind of purpley tones coming through. It is a jacquard, so you get that kind of tone in the background working with the motif. You can see on the back you kind of get the reverse image, but the front is really where you get that lovely play of these deep sort of plum tones. It's that sort of weird thing, kind of the plums and the oranges, it does sort of work together in this way.
And the fourth colourway, I've looked at that, aubergine colourway.
Yeah, so really rich, really kind of plummy aubergine. And it just picks up, you can really see there with the damask how it's just picking up that tone perfectly.
Now to a damask that you all know, which had its introduction in a silvery colourway in our neutrals collection. So now we do add this fantastic plum colourway.
Hawksmoor diamond, isn't it? That's
Yep.
the name. You can see the diamond motif and just these lovely little details in the jacquard. I've got a little mock-up book. It really takes you through from the teals through to the blues through to these plum tones. So a really great book, Salon Bohème.
Park Row. Collection inspired by the urban lifestyle and the city of dazzling New York.
L'Oasis. So this is a beautiful damask quality, very heavy, wonderful quality.
Inspired by the Art Deco architectural stonework of New York. 30,000 Martindale. Comes in 3 or 4 colorways, all tone in tone. And L'Oasis kind of ties them in together as a fabric.
It's a lovely quality.
So, Mare weave.
It's almost woven with these kind of raffia type yarns, which are not natural, but it just gives you that feel of a natural raffia weave. Really beautiful. Sort of grass cloth inspired raffia effect. and suitable for upholstery as well.
It is. Our first haberdashery design that we want to show you is a favourite in a new colourway. So in these greys and creams we do see Wessex Glen plaid. Comes in a black and white version. Pablo, which is an extra wide width sheer.
Extra wide.
Yes, because it's 325 centimetres.
There you go.
80% wool, 20% polyester. Fabulous texture and a great drape.
It does come folded on the roll to make life a bit easier. Beautiful quality.
Edgemont corduroy, 100% cotton corduroy velvet, super soft, elegant, very versatile. As you can see, drapes beautifully, but 100,000 martindale, obviously, perfect for a sofa, even for that kind of contract environment.
Very wide cord is incredibly deep, and I'm sort of caressing it, I know, because it's absolutely gorgeous.
Now we have an old friend in new colourways, Coco de Mer, with those great big palm and sunbursts. It is an Art Deco inspired fabric. We've got it in a crispy white behind us.
That lovely metallic sheen of the silver adds that real touch of glamour to this collection, which I think in essence is what Part Row is all about. Gorgeous.
And look at this, in a light soft grey, Edgemont corduroy, second colourway.
You can sort of go a grey, a white palette, also into these ecrues and soft greys. I think it's just the versatility which is really important here.
And haberdashery, Ashby stripe, menswear, super soft. So drapes well, suitable for upholstery, comes in 3 colourways.
I wish you could feel this through the lens. It's so soft and so beautiful, and those lovely little flecks of mild grey yarns that you see, an almost positive negative here. It's really stunning.
We start with a second colourway of Bartlett Zebra.
Behind you as well.
Yes.
You've got the stripes on to sort of match.
Definitely. It will be a focal point in any room, any scheme.
It's printed onto a beautiful shimmery looking viscose pile velvet, really beautiful quality.
Second colourway of Coco de Mer, which is behind us.
It's not woven with metallic yarns, but I just think it has that real sort of metallic shimmer, really glamorous.
We did see this quality in Salon Bohème in teal, New Regency, and here it is in a black version, so it does offer something very different.
Really heavy, beautiful, very tailored plain, but incredibly stylish.
Laurelade stripe. We did see this in 2 colourways in Salon Bohème, here in black and cream.
It's a real true black and white stripe, but again with this lovely tailored feel of the ottoman, the satin, and just working back through this whole cream and white and black palette. Really beautiful.
German wool now in black.
So this is a wool pile velvet. Absolutely beautiful.
It is.
Incredibly soft to the touch, but dry. I think the wool pile gives it that sort of dryness. It's a very, very dense pile, so you've almost got no pile distortion either. It's a very upright pile, very dense, and it's holding this beautiful kind of deep black colour beautifully.
Aster velvet really takes its inspiration from haberdashery.
Woven on a traditional wire loom, so you get these moments of velvet pile mixed in with the flat weave of the ground. It's almost got a 3-dimensional appearance. Makes for beautiful upholstery. It's absolutely stunning quality.
Second colourway of the Marais weave.
Very elegant, and I think this idea of these almost woven textiles brings the outside crafts in a way.
Tattersall. So it's like an oversized check, really, from menswear.
The face has actually got a slight brushed feel to it, so it does just soften the surface a bit. I think that's kind of makes it really beautiful.
It does. And third colourway of this amazing velvet that we've looked at in the soft grey and the white.
This is a huge piece, it's incredibly heavy.
And ending with that is the third colourway of our Ashby stripe, inspired by menswear.
Actually, it's lovely with the check as well. So you could have a completely kind of black story with a white accent or coming through, layering in. You can really see it's such a strong group. Park Row, it's really beautiful.
I'm not in love, so don't forget it. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. I'm not in love, oh no, no, no. It's because
I would wish I could hear your applauding through the camera, because I know you're all going to be very pleased. So it's a book of grass cloths and textures and different type of natural fibers that you can use as wall covering.
Modern grass weaves
Yes.
is the name.
And we'll start with the muslin weave.
It's a beautiful, very refined natural grass cloth. It comes in 13 shades, one of which has a little sort of metallic twist, which is just hanging on the wall behind. You do have a colour palette, which is so versatile across really every single Ralph Lauren collection that we have. They're all 91 centimetres wide, so sort of super wide width, and they all come in rolls of 7.3 metre lengths. So there we have muslin weave, beautiful 13 colours, as I said. Then we've got this board of different qualities. We've got Koa chevron. This is actually almost like a paper weave. It's a lovely kind of chevron inspired pattern, and we only have it in the white, the blue and the black. Baliana here, this is a beautiful textured weave. It's almost like a sort of bamboo effect weave. We've got it in the blue and natural, which we've seen before, and then we've got new colourways, natural on natural, and this lovely sort of tone on tone in the blue. Most of the coverings here are either with a paper backing or a non-woven backing.
Doesn't get much more luxurious than this.
I know, who would have thought it? So this is pure woven silk, Britain silk, with a non-woven backings in 4 beautiful shades. And again, it comes in the 91 centimetres wide roll. It's a very tight palette in certain SKUs, but we've really focused in on the key kind of Ralph Lauren colours of the whites, the naturals, the blacks and the shades of blue that you see here.
So the 3 more qualities. It's a lot in this book, even though
Yeah,
it's
so
small.
I know, and it's quite interesting when you sort of see them by quality and just how versatile the book is. So you've got lantana weave. So this is the most sort of handmade feeling. It's this natural kind of grass cloth, so all the little slubs and the irregularities are all part of this natural product. The actual grass cloth is dyed and then it's woven, so you get these lovely differences in the shades. And Michaela's got a larger sample of the white, which is actually the natural colour, and then it's sort of almost been rolled with a whitewash to give you this feel of a kind of painted wall. Grass cloths do have banding when they are hung on the wall. That's part of the charm, so they're not designed to match side to side, so don't even try it. So then, just to finish off, we've got this lovely jute weave, which is more like a natural jute woven fabric, again with the backing to make it for wallpaper. So this will feel like you've got sort of natural jute fabric on your wall, and then this beautiful seagrass quality in just 3 shades.
If we do take a look at Lookbook, for example, it works with all these indigo tones on the boards, especially on this last board here with the jute and lantana weave with that maybe more relaxed feel. But as you can see, it picks up all of those denims and typical Ralph Lauren blues. Perfect. And also, if we do look at Archival Traveller, the seagrass, for example, and the muslin weave are perfect in terms of colours. Look at that. Stunning. So you can go back to any of the collections we already have and find a suitable and perfect wall covering to go with it. Just want to show you the book, which is a smaller size, but it does definitely give all the papers justice, so you have everything showing in this collection. So with those 3 collections, we wish you a great, successful season, autumn 23. They offer something very different and unique, and I'm sure you'll be very successful. So good luck.
Happy selling.
And happy summer.
I hope you all agree that this is an amazing package of collections for you to be going out with through July and really launching for the autumn. What turbulent times we've been living through. The pandemic may be over, but it's not really. The tail is still with us. In Europe, we have a war. We have Brexit. That's almost another war. And huge inflation around the world. This is difficult trading for every company, and the home furnishing business is no exception to this. So why do we produce all these new collections? The reason, more than anything else, is we believe those grass shoots are coming, and business is going to grow and recover. And those that do well will be those on their front foot. So from spring through even last autumn, and now with this autumn, the idea is that you are armed with a superb package of collections. Diverse, varied, technically proficient, ethical. Conclusion is, we're looking for growth, and we're looking for you to give us growth. So I hope you have a very good season. Thank you.
Yes, that's quite a tall order. Well, you know, we always try our very best, but somehow now it has to be even more than that. And so I just want to thank everybody that's been involved so far, because as you could see, every detail has been thought through, and it's a huge amount of work to make, you know, every textile, every wallpaper, every pattern book absolutely spot on. And I hope you'll agree that that's so. So a big thank you. And thank you to all of you, because I know you're working hard, and I'm getting to see some of you now, which is fantastic, and, you know, understand the efforts that you're putting into it. So I think as a team, we're so lucky. We really believe in ourselves, what we're doing, and we believe in you as well. So anyway, thank you. Please sell masses, okay? Just sell masses and masses and masses, and then we can make even more beautiful collections.
I echo that. And you will be receiving your marketing brief as you hang up on this video conference. Good luck.
See you soon.